Hey, welcome back, everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, if you've been a part of my channel, you know I'm using a different microphone for this video. My Yeti is having some issues with connection and it's cutting out every time I do a video. So it looks like I'm going to be buying a new microphone. But until then, I have my backup mic because what I want to do today is share with you an option buyback that I did, but I want to talk about why I did it. And maybe by me explaining it, showing you my trade, you'll get a little bit from it. It'll up your game. That's what we look to do here. Every single week, I bring you timely and relevant covered call and cash secure put trades, trying to up your game. I show you my trades. We talk about them. So maybe you learn something. Now, with that said, if this is the first time you've ever been to my channel, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And what we're doing is trying to up the game. Now, if you remember, I did a cash secure put on Goldman Sachs. And I've told you in the past, there are just some stocks that Wall Street loves to buy back. And Goldman Sachs always seems to be one of those stocks. And when it fell from some 250 all the way down to the 150s and now is trading in the 140s, well, this might be a bargain. But when it was trading at 177.50, I decided that I wanted to own some shares. Now I'm going to show you the chart on that, and we're going to talk about why I decided to do a cash secure put. But what I've done since then is buy this option back. The option I'm about to talk about, I bought it back because the numbers dictated that. We always talk about managing trades and keeping the numbers in front of you. I use spreadsheets for everything, so I take the emotions out of every trade. And when I ran the numbers of what I would have been down if I'm assigned these Goldman Sachs shares versus just buying back the option, paying more than what I got paid, man, I decided that's what we're going to do. Now, this trade happened when Goldman Sachs was trading at about 157.50. It's currently trading at 145. So this decision turns out to be even better. Let's go over to the chart so I could show you what we're looking at here. If you remember, when all of this started to happen, the markets tanked, right? We're down 1,000 points one day. We're down 1,000 points the next, man. It is falling off the table. Well, as you can see, Goldman Sachs falls with it. The stock is trading for 210. It falls all the way down to the 170s. That's a 30-point fall. And I'm thinking this little bounce right here tells me that Wall Street will buy up Goldman Sachs if we're going to rally back. Now, not knowing where we'd be today, right? I use this little bounce right here as an opportunity. I thought this was a double bounce opportunity. Wall Street would sell it off, run it up, come back to that support line and run it higher. Little did we know that disaster would strike and the Dow would fall some 30%. So what I did at 177.50, when it fell to 177.50, I decided I was going to use this mark right here, 177.50. I could either buy 100 shares and write a covered call. But when I looked at the cash secure put premiums, where I put up the money to buy somebody's shares at 177.50, they would pay me $16 for that. And hell, I'm thinking if I buy 100 shares at 177.50 and I get a 16-point move, man, that's exactly what I want. But in that situation, I would own the shares and I would own the risk. So I decided to use a cash secure put. But at 177.50, I decided instead of buying 100 shares, I was going to do that cash secure put. Paid me $16, and I'll tell you what, I'm feeling good, feeling that I really wanted to make 16 points if I bought the shares and wrote a covered call. And I felt like I had no risk because I thought the stock was going to go higher. And obviously, as it goes away from that 177.50 strike, this gets reduced. And I probably would have come in and bought it at $4 like I usually do. We book it as a win. We move on. Now, that didn't happen. And now Goldman Sachs tumbles with the rest of the market. And I'll tell you what, this option never never gets to a point where I could buy it back profitable. In fact, I got paid $16. It was always valued over $16. So as we're getting out here closer to expiration of April 9th, okay, April 9th is expiration, Goldman Sachs does get near 170 and the option does get to $13. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, does it get to 177.50 and above? Meaning I won't be assigned the shares. I keep the $16. Will it play somewhere in between the $16 premium, right? Maybe it gets to 174x, right? My premium being $16 squeezes down to real money, which would be $3.50. I come in, buy it back for $3.50. I keep the difference, right? That's the decision I have to make. Well, with it only getting down to $13, I decided to let it ride. And that's where it turns on me. And sure enough, Goldman Sachs falls all the way back down to 157x, and I have to make a decision because I don't want to be early assigned. See, I've had this experience where I've had Alibaba fall some 30 points, and I have been early assigned just because Alibaba had no earnings or no dividend, no reason for somebody to just slap me with their Alibaba shares, but they did. See, when we write the cash secured put, we are giving somebody the right, but not the obligation to assign us their shares higher. See, they bought insurance. When Goldman Sachs fell to 177.50, they took my insurance. They paid me $16 because they cannot lose more than 177.50. Now, in this case, it's paid off because Goldman Sachs is trading at 157x at the time I decided to buy this option back. So for them, this has worked out. The stock has fallen some 20 points. They only paid me $16. So for them, they look like a genius. Now, since Goldman Sachs has fallen past my downside protection of around 160x, 161x, I'm now in trouble of assuming a stock in the negative. Now, I'm going to show you how negative it got, but I'll tell you what, I had to make a decision. And part of my decision is based on not being early assigned. I know a lot of you are saying when you sold the cash secure put, you were willing to take somebody's shares at 177.50. You got paid $16. That's the risk of placing that trade. Well, yes, it was. But because I'm going to use an exit strategy, we are going to take an L, but we're going to do it measured. We're going to make sure the numbers dictate it. We're not going to do it emotionally. And let's go ahead and take a look at what my spreadsheet told me. Now, notice, when Goldman Sachs is trading at 157.50, I got $16, which gives me downside protection to 161.50. Well, Goldman Sachs is trading well under 161.50 and with only 7 days to expiration. Look at what I could have been assigned. A $15,500 kick in the nads. I didn't want to do that. So I ran the numbers. When the option was trading for $20.20, I did the math and determine if I buy the option back, making this a loss, 100% loss, I would lose $420 versus being assigned the shares and potentially losing $15,588. Now, I know some of you say, well, you're being assigned the shares, so you didn't technically lose. But as of today, we're talking Goldman Sachs trading as low as 145. So had I not placed this trade, I'd be down some 10 plus points from where I was when I thought about making this trade. So I had to make the determination, lose $420 or risk being early assigned and being down over 15K. It's very clear to me. Let's lose the $420. We move on. Now, notice something. I make this trade when the stock's trading at 157.50. I lose $420. If I had waited until today, remember this option expires next week, the stock's trading at 147. That's $10 of real money we would have added to this option buyback, right? Because now we're deep in the money. This option that I bought back for $20 would be trading for $30. So I'm managing the trade. I'm using an option exit strategy, the option buyback. I put the numbers in front of me. I let the spreadsheet dictate the numbers and not dictate my emotions. And that's what I wanted to impress upon you today with this video. I wanted to show you how I go about the process of selling the option, why I sold the option, than how I manage it when I'm in a negative position. I talk all the time about how I write cover calls and buy them back. I do cash secure puts and buy them back. Well, in this case, I needed to buy it back. But a lot of times when I buy back options, the emotions are much different, right? I'm buying them back for which I made a profit. It's rare that I'm going to take a loss. It really is. Selling premium for me has been an exercise in having a lot of positive trades. Now, real quick before I let you go, notice that I did some math on a rolling of this option, meaning had I then did a cash secure put at 157X, look what I would have gotten. I would have gotten $10.40. I would have deducted the $4.20. I would have profited $6.20 or $620 for another cash secure put on Goldman Sachs. Now, admittedly, I would have pushed expiration date out a couple weeks, not going to be the same expiration, but that's what we do. We're going to roll this so we eventually get a credit. Now, in this case, I have not done this. I wanted to do it, but I haven't done it. Maybe today with Goldman Sachs trading at 147X, I do this trade. Now, look, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope you learn all of the various exit strategies you can do with selling premium. The option buyback, whether you're making money or losing money, is one you want to consider and master, right? You want to be someone that understands this strategy. So when you're put in this position, you have your head in your hands, you've made a bad trade, you can make a good decision. I always tell you, man, make the best decisions with the best information you have at that moment. And if we can eliminate the emotions, man, I'm guessing most of the time you're going to have a green trade. Hey, look, I'm pulling for you all out there. If you like what you heard today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And hey, what we're doing is this. We're doing another red hot covered call video in the next couple days. I'm going to get my new Yeti microphone and we're going to get back in the lab and I'm going to show you a trade for which I made over $1,700 in this falling stock market, but it's one that you can do. It isn't that hard. And I'll tell you what, it'll make you feel good when you learn a skill and you execute on that skill. That's what I always tell you. Learn this, get your experience, and I'm telling you, you'll have success. Hey, look, until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.